So it's welcome to Solitude. Pretty alive here last night. I had a little sleep, something to eat. Good morning, Lydia.
Huh?
Lydia, thank you. It was daylight. She wants to go and sell some stuff. It was too late to do that last night, so she just decided to. What have you been doing, Janessa?
Need something.
Be seen, you can see him.
Until next time.
Remember that guy before.
Who are you? If Safia sent you, tell her to piss off. I'm a salvager now. You hear?
What? Who's Safia?
The captain of the Red Wave. The real slaughterfish of a woman.
Legend we all know
Who's Safia like a slaughterfish?
Because she's as ugly as a mutiny. And will bite you in the tail if you aren't careful.
Is Safia harassing you?
Why do you care? Seems like it ain't no one's business but my own.
So much so defensive, you're the one that brought her own name up.
Alright, you got me there. The meat-face used to be my captain, alright. I used to salvage for her. Now I salvage for me.
So why did you leave the Red Wave?
Why do you want to know? Don't you have mushrooms to grind or something?
Yes, but I'm all out of mushrooms.
So you came here to what? Talk? Better open a bottle of spiced wine first.
First you talk, then we drink.
You're as demanding as a family. Except they wanted to wash themselves. Don't look at me like that. I meant it as a compliment. Can't trust a lizard who ain't got a little dirt in their scales. So I ask your questions, but make them quick. I got the time, but not the patience.
So when you join Safia's crew?
It was Sabine. You might think it's funny, but that woman inspired me. I've run with other crews, met all sorts of shipmates, good and bad, male and female, man and beast. None of them worth a salt pile. When I was living in Elsewhere, I heard stories about the Red Wave and their firebrand of a captain. In fact, I happened to be at the port in Sensual when the Red Wave docked. On her bow was this armor-clad woman with a shock of hair and a two-handed battle axe barking orders at the men.
So that's Sabine, is it?
Now Sabine's a Breton, tiny enough to crawl into the egg I hatched from, but there's something about her. Maybe it's the hair, but more like it's her presence. She has this way of standing over you that makes you forget how small she actually is. She was shorter by half, but stood taller than all. She was a giant.
So what did you do?
I walked right up onto the deck of the Wave and told her I would follow her to the bottom of the Potomac if she would make me part of her crew. She laughed, of course, said, "That ain't up to me, Leatherface. Although if it were, you'd be fish bait." What a woman.
This one's a favorite of mine.
Even then, I wasn't no
Legend we all know
hatchling,
and love.
but I never felt so puny. Imagine my surprise when I found out that she, Joris Safia, was captain.
Yeah, I missed the pirate life.
Miss the life. Things are never that simple. With anything, there's always bad and good, and stuff that ain't either. I miss the smell of the open ocean and the boundless sky. Getting lost and knowing the the stars will get you found. I miss the brawls on the ship deck, the salty taste of blood in your mouth, the sight of land when the ale runs dry, the spank of a fresh tavern wench's buttocks. That I miss most of all.
What don't you miss?
What I don't miss is the rattles from the long nights at sea, the blood lung from the rats nipping at your tail. I don't miss the stale bread and the bad company. Mostly, I don't miss Safia.
So as you leave the pirates,
What do you want me to say? That Eris used necromancy to bury the dead orphan? No, ain't nothing like that. You want a sob story? Go talk to an ex-bandit. Safia didn't make me her crewman because I had thin scales.
yeah, sounds like my kind of girl.
Ha! And what kind of fool are you to think that witch can be tamed?
The powerful kind.
You get straight to the heart of it. Ah, but where's the fun in that?
I still haven't told me why you quit the Red Wave.
Business. With pirates, there's just one thing you need to understand. Everything comes down to gold.
Yes. Gold.
Now, I couldn't tell you the 8 divines if you spotted me the first 7. But I know enough to know that treasure ain't treasure when it's split 6 ways.
So why was that unfair?
Safia had me doing all the work, all on account that I could swim deeper and farther, and I didn't need no potion to do it. Seeing as there ain't no other lizards on her crew, I figured I had all the leverage, so I demanded a bigger cut. When she said no, I said to the hist with all of them. Let's see how these open doors like it when the water fills their boots.
So not all pirate work is strictly salvaging.
Most days, no. But with the war, the dragons, the glaciers and the storms, these ships sink themselves. Used to be we all had our roles. I could avoid a raid and still collect my split. Not that I would. They were too much fun.
There seem to be plenty of wrecks in the shoreline you can salvage. I've seen a few.
Just because the loot ain't sunk deep don't mean you can breathe easy. The best treasure is locked up tighter than a vigilance collar. Who's gonna pick that lock? Dorian? That landstrider couldn't see his own nose with the muddy water in his eyes. Xander knows alteration magic, but he won't step into a shallow fort without whining about his precious tunic. Besides, the real loot is out there, underneath the glacial ice.
Oh, what kind of loot?
I wasn't hatched yesterday. My secrets are my own.
Okay.
Until next time.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes?
See what for sale. See what the gold is.
Take a look.
Oh, low. Okay, fine.
Until next time.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, looks like a like pirate over there.
You're passing through Solitude? Maybe you're looking to make some easy gold, yes?
Ah, yeah. So what did you have in mind?
It's easy to find things to sell. Things nobody will miss. Things from underground, or just left lying around in someone's house. I bet the two of us, we're very alike. So why not take the next step? We can help each other. My sister Deja and I are treasure hunters. We like to collect things.
I'm listening.
I knew you looked like a clever one. With the war, many more ships come through these docks. loaded with weapons and pay, but few people, and they pass through dangerous waters. We have an interest in one of those boats, the Ice Runner. The Solitude lighthouse will be guiding it in, but if its fire were to go out, the Ice Runner would run aground.
So you want me to put out the lighthouse fire?
What an interesting idea.
Isn't it?
I think if someone were to do something like that, there would definitely be a certain amount of loot to be shared. Yes, if someone were to put out the lighthouse fire and then meet me on the docks afterwards, I could certainly direct them to that loot.
Okay. What about the sailors?
Don't worry about them. We'll make sure they wash up safe. Maybe they'll even pay us for their heroic rescue from their sad crash.
True. Right, okay.
It would be best if we spoke little until you've completed your task.
Right, I think there's a blacksmith over here somewhere. See what's in those sewers at some point as well.
Most people in Skyrim don't care for Dunmer.
Yes, I know, John, I hope to change that shortly. What are you doing, Maria?
Hello and welcome, my friend. How may I help you on this fine day?
Got any arrows that can take down a dragon?
Why, of course. And will you also be needing the bow that shoots rainbows? Or perhaps a quiver that dispenses beer?
Yeah.
Look, if you want arrows, we have them. But don't insult my intelligence.
Okay, what you got for sale?
Take a look.
Oh, what is there?
Perhaps I'll be seeing more of you.
Maybe.
Yes, Sirrah?
Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with?
So you make armor for the Imperials?
It's almost all I have time for these days. The men training here in Solitude, and the troops out in the field. They all need weapons and armor. You should look into joining. They could use every hand they can get.
So you're pretty dedicated to the Empire then?
To be honest, no. But High King Torrig supported them. And now, her Lady Elisif has thrown in with them. You could say I'm a king's man at heart. I guess that's Jarl's man now. My loyalty lies with Solitude. So, where Jarl Elisif leads, I follow.
Are you considering getting out there and fighting?
I think I would, if it weren't for my son and my wife. Oh, Sema would have my hide if I even suggested I might step foot on a battlefield. You think Stormcloaks and Legionnaires are dangerous? Ha!
Right.
Return anytime you need arms or armor. My forge never rests.
Yes.
Still here.
That. She's got that, so. Okay.
Let's get going then.
Wanderer like you must have plenty of tales to tell. But I'm afraid I'm too busy to hear them.
Go for sale.
Take a look.
Right. Yes, okay. It's fine. Right.
Keep safe. And always wear your armor.
Yeah, let's see, we've got a smith up here. I'm going to turn the recording off because it's very exciting stuff, so we'll see in a bit.
You wouldn't have a few minutes to run down to the docks, would you?
What'd you need?
Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding up. I need someone to convince them to release it.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Great. Get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something for your time.
That's what I want. So how is your sales? I like wine, you know.
They're adequate. Honestly, I rely on the business brought in by the burning of King Olaf, and that's not likely to happen this year.
What's the burning of King Olaf?
Well, it's a great big festival put on by the bards every year. They burn an effigy of old King Olaf. It's quite a bit of fun. The bards give out spiced wine during the festival, so they put it in a big order. And then, for weeks after, demand is so high, I can barely keep up. But with the death of High King Torrig, the festival has been declared in poor taste. So it looks like it won't happen this year.
Is spiced wine made from a secret recipe?
Oh, yes. A secret family recipe. The only good thing my father Octave ever did. In fact, it's so good, no one else in Skyrim even tries to make any.
What have we got for sale anyway?
Everything I got on display, really.
Try some of this spiced wine that you've got. Yeah. Take all that. Thanks very much.
Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be wandering Skyrim.
These are tough
What's on your mind?
You look like you could do with a ripe apple, or a tomato, cabbage, or leek.
You have trouble getting ripe goods away up here?
I have my ways, but it's not easy these days. The Black Blood marauders have been plundering ships off the coast. A lot of people been hurt by their foolishness.
Bet you get some interesting people through here.
That I do. I had a messenger from Dragon Bridge stop here on his way to the Blue Palace not too long ago. He was very nervous. Mentioned something about needing help.
Help.
Come back when you figure out how to spend money.
The Divines saved me from the streets, and they can save you from your trials as well.
What?
May the Divines guide and keep you.
Divines.
Plenty of fresh fish for you.
Divines is always open for
Where'd you
work.
catch the fish?
Down at the docks. There are a few good spots if you can avoid the East Empire Company workers and those red wave thugs.
Keep the cold at bay with our spiced wine.
Yeah, that execution, you know, daughter there, weren't they?
Svari, yes. It's been hard on her. The girl misses her uncle. I've tried to explain that Rogvir did something bad, and that we all have to be accountable for our actions. But the child feels what she will.
Yeah, well.
These are troubled times. Be on your guard out there. The finest fish here. Caught
What
daily.
happened to Puppy? Dearie me. Right. Do some more wandering, I think. Oh,
Why, hello. Here to buy? If you have to ask the price, you might be in the wrong store.
you always insult people when you meet them.
It's not an insult, just an observation. If I were walking around with a wound, I would want you to tell me to see a doctor. Your outfit is something of an open wound, where attire is concerned.
So what's wrong with it then?
Nothing at all. It's very nice. If you want something with a little more style, however, you should see what we have available.
So what should I wear at the Blue Palace then?
You're really going to the Blue Palace?
Yeah.
That presents an opportunity. If you are willing to wear one of Radiant Raymond's outfits and speak to the Jarl, I would not only pay you, but let you keep the outfit.
Oh, that sounds good. Sounds easy enough, I'll do it.
Good. Here's the outfit. Try to get Elisif's opinion on it, and if she likes it, mention it's from Radiant Raymond.
Okay.
Thank you for your patronage. We provide clothing for all of Solitude's most influential residents. But for you, I'll make an exception. Oh, what delight. Another charming customer.
Bad day.
It is when my customers waste time chatting and not buying.
You get a lot of business like that.
Radiant Raiment has the finest attire in all of Skyrim. That is how we get business.
What do we have for sale?
Clothes and raiment for the discerning customer.
I sold everything that I could.
Finally.
Yeah, whatever. Right. So when's your next execution?
Ain't got one, but I'd fancy a chance at that Jari Ra's scrawny neck. Filthy Argonia never would have set foot in this city if High King Torygg was still alive. I can tell you that. Keep your head about you. Need something?
So you're the one that executed that Rogbeard guy?
Aye, I'm the headsman here in Solitude. It's my job.
Keep you busy?
Depends on what you mean by busy. I'm also the head jailer in the dungeon here. Quiet job, usually.
Well, fun.
Just watch yourself. You don't want to meet me on the job.
Good. Right.
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
He'd be insane to try. He doesn't have the men.
That's not what my scouts report, sir. Every day more join his cause. Riften, Dawnstar, and Winterhold support him.
It's not a cause. It's a rebellion.
Call it whatever you like, General.
We've stopped.
Man's going to
What
try
is
to
it?
take Whiterun.
Jarl Balgruuf.
Balgruuf refuses the Legion's right to
Powerful
garrison
men
troops
have
in his
many
city.
enemies.
On the other hand, he
More so
also
in
refuses
times
to
of
acknowledge
strife.
Ulfric's claim.
Well,
What's on your
Ulfric
mind?
has to stand outside the protection of the Empire. Fine. Let Ulfric pillage a city.
General,
You people and your damn Jarls.
sir, you can't force a Nord to accept help he hasn't asked for.
If Ulfric's making a move for Whiterun, then we need to be there to stop him. Another letter with the usual platitudes, but this time share some of your intelligence regarding Ulfric's plans. Embellish if you have to. We'll let it seem like it's his idea.
Yes, sir.
You Nords and your bloody sense of honor.
Sir.
Are my men now giving free rein to anyone who wanders into the castle? Do you have some reason to be here, citizen?
I came here to fight for the Empire.
Fine. Why don't you have a chat with Legate Ricka? I suspect we might have use for someone resourceful like you.
Sir, I've got a good feeling about you, and I don't often get good feelings about anything. A warrior knows to trust her gut. I'm not going to go through the normal process with you. I've got a little test lined up. Pass that, and we'll talk about you joining the Legion.
What kind of a test?
The kind that evaluates your usefulness during duress. I'm sending you to clear out Fort Hrogstad. If you survive, you'll pass.
Okay.
If you die, then I'll have no further use for your corpse.
That's one. It's a Fort Hrogstad.
The ancients built many of the fortresses that dot the landscape of Skyrim. Sadly, most have fallen into disrepair, and nearly all have been overrun with bandits or other vagabonds. Fort Hrogstad is one of the few that remains mostly intact. We're going to install a garrison there, but first, you're going to clean out the bandits that have moved in.
So that fort already yours.
Good, that's what I want to hear. Now go make it happen, soldier.
Can I help you?
Never mind. Okay. Infest Bard College. Let's see.
Welcome to the Bard's College. I'm the headmaster here. How may I help you?
I'm looking to apply.
Always a pleasure to meet a prospective bard. You should be aware that many apply, but we accept very few people. When possible, we ask applicants to perform tasks the college needs completed. In this case, I do have a task befitting an aspiring bard.
So what do you need me to do?
Elisif has forbidden the burning of King Olaf, a festival put on by the Bard's College. We need to change her mind. To convince her, I want to read King Olaf's verse, a part of the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Unfortunately, the verse was lost long ago.
So that's where I come in.
Yes, according to Giraud, our history's keeper, the portion of the Edda dealing with King Olaf might still exist in Dead Man's Respite. I need you to retrieve the poem.
So what's this Poetic Edda then?
I think Giraud here would give you the best explanation of both it and the history of King Olaf's verse. You should speak to him about it.
So why did Elisif about the festival?
As you may be aware, Elisif's husband, High King Torig, was recently killed. Elisif mourns her husband deeply, and she feels that a festival that burns a king in effigy is distasteful. I tried to convince her the festival is many centuries old and celebrates solitude, but I need proof. I believe King Olaf's verse will provide that proof.
So what do you know about dragons?
Not much, to be honest. Their return was a shock to us all. Gerard Germain has some tomes about them in the library, if you're interested.
Okay.
I wish you luck in finding the verse.
Oh.
Good to meet a prospective bard.
So if Bjorn said you could tell me about the Poetic Edda.
He's sending you after King Olaf's verse, then. That's good. We shouldn't leave it lying around now that I figured out where it is. The verse was Svafnir's contribution to the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Each bard adds to the Edda in his or her time.
So King Olaf's verse is a lost part of the Edda.
And a very ancient one. The verse criticized the reigning King Olaf. He was so incensed the bard was put to death and all the copies burned. At least that's what we thought until I translated some ancient texts a year or so ago. We now believe King Olaf buried the truth with the bard. If I'm right, Svafnir and King Olaf's verse lie in Dead Men's Respite, along with the burial chamber of King Olaf himself.
Okay.
Be careful. You might find more than just King Olaf's verse in Dead Man's Respite.
Yeah, I quite believe it.
Lady Atia says my voice is second only to hers, but she's selling me short.
Yeah, well.
Oh, if you haven't heard Dean Pantia sing, you should.
Need to do that, get that book some way. What else? Aliens. Yeah. These are a few Nordic rules. I don't think I'll need any advice from that book.
Meals are served to bards at designated times. Find an inn if you want to make requests.
Okay, fair enough.
You know what I love about the Bard's College? It's It's not the stories, or the festivals, or even the women. The best thing about the college is the friendships.
Save your morsel and drill for the soft bellies.
I admit, I can be a little sentimental from time to time, but it isn't always rainbows and sunshine. The competition here is just as fierce as on the battlefield.
Are you shooting here?
For the next 10 minutes, today's my last day. I'm going to travel Skyrim for a bit and see if it can inspire me. Maybe I'll run into you again someday. After all, Nirn's a big place, but a small world.
Yeah, well, goodbye.
Right. I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion. My drums will lead our troops to victory. It's an honor to have Viarmo for instruction on drum, but it's far too reserved for my tastes.
You seem proud to be a bard.
And why wouldn't I be? We sing tales of kings, queens, and their politics, 'tis true. But do you know who really makes history? The person who writes it.
You know.
Stop by again sometime. I'll sing for you.
Trying to get that book now, I think. Yep. That's all I need.
Have you come to visit the High Queen? Well, get in line. I've been waiting for weeks on account of that clumsy oaf of an executioner.
You're right to be angry. The execution here couldn't dice a carrot.
So you have seen it too. You were lucky then. Not that it would have mattered much with that brutish outfit you're wearing. The execution I witnessed was nothing short of a node to incompetence. It took 2 cuts to slice off the head. The first cut being so poor it squirted blood all over a couple of elven dignitaries standing up front. I offered my handkerchief to the lady, as is custom, but instead she reached for my cloak and wiped the blood all over the fur.
You can stop a lady renewing and get a new one.
A peasant like yourself may be able to replace the tunic at the local haberdash, but I am a Hokart of Afengar. 7 generations this cloak has been in my family. 7! Can you count to 7, peasant? I'd venture not, but it's a long time. One of my ancestors strangled a bear to death with his bare hands to get this fur, and it's been passed down from father to son ever since.
Beer.
It is irreplaceable.
Must have been a very small bear.
Common insults from a low-born commoner. I expect nothing less. Perhaps, like most brutes, you mistake my fine clothes and austere manner for weakness. I am a Nord. My ancestors were Nords. I have mastered the military arts just as I have mastered the art of grace. Peasants who understand neither have no place in the Blue Palace. It's no wonder that I can't get an audience with the High Queen with all the commoners hoarding her time. Of course, it's her fault for letting them in. In fact, maybe I ought to pay the Jarl of Windhelm a visit. I hear he actually has standards.
Yeah, as long as you're not, if you're a Nord, you're fine with him. Anyway, not much care for him. So.
They say if a vampire so much as scratches you, you'll turn into one. I'd better not be true.
Well,
Until next time.
I swear to you, unnatural magics are coming from that cave. There are strange noises and lights. We need someone to investigate.
Then we will immediately send out a legion to scour the cave and secure the town. Hafingar's people will always be safe under
Your
my
Eminence, my scrying has suggested nothing in the area. Dragon Bridge is under Imperial
Yes,
control.
my lady?
This is likely superstitious nonsense.
Perhaps a more tempered reaction might be called for?
Oh, yes, of course, you were right. Falk, tell Captain Aldous I said to assign a few extra soldiers to Dragonbridge.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. What about the cave?
I will have someone take care of the cave as well, Arnius. You can rest easy. You're dismissed.
I've got what I came for. I better get back to Dragonbridge.
So what about this cave then?
I've done my part. Dragonbridge will have extra guards. Falk Firebeard will find a way to take care of the cave. Until next time.
Yes, Sirrah?
Make it quick.
Dark skin he has.
Do you have business with the court?
Yeah, I've got a delivery from Sorex Phineas.
Oh, right, the rum. Thank you. I developed a taste for it after a fair weather trip to Hammerfell. Here, this is for you.
Excellent, Pete. Right. So what about this cave then?
You mean the Dragon Bridge issue? I'll be honest with you. I was planning to let that go. Varnius is a bit jumpy at the best of times. There have been reports of weird happenings near Wolfskull Cave. Travelers disappearing, odd lights. I suspect wild animals, or perhaps bandits. I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave, I'll make sure you're repaid for your work.
Excellent. So why is it called Wolfskull Cave anyway?
The cave has a bad history. Long ago, Potema the Wolf Queen used it for necromantic rituals. That's where it got the name. That was over 500 years ago. Nothing much down there now. But everyone's always convinced the cave is haunted.
So the General Tulla suspect Elisif.
Of course he does. What sort of a question is that? Maybe you've been listening to Eriker. There's been loose talk among some of the Thanes, and I suspect he's the cause of it. You'll pay those rumors no heed if you wish to retain your welcome in this city. She may be young, but Elisif is the Jarl by right. And here in Skyrim, if nothing else, we respect the traditions of our fathers' fathers. You'd do well to remember that.
So what will happen to Elisif if the Empire wins the war?
That remains to be seen. By rights, she has a legitimate claim as High Queen of Skyrim. But we must have the support of the other Jarls for that claim to have any meaning. Should they accept her rule, we will have peace.
Interesting.
Feel free to return to me with questions. The Blue Palace is an open forum.
If I needed something from you, you would know it.
What's your problem?
Nothing. I'm busy, and I don't like being bothered unless I'm expecting something from you. Oh, don't give me that look. Fine, I suppose I can find some menial task to set your mind on. We have something of a vampire problem. Bodies have been found with blood drained. I know of a den nearby you can wipe out as a precaution.
Okay, let's see what I can do.
I don't expect you to be capable of even that.
Really? So were you there when the High King Torek died?
I was, to my shame. The whole court was in attendance. I've seen much in my time, but that was a gruesome day.
How did it happen?
Ulfric showed up at the gates of Solitude, requesting an audience. We thought he was here to ask Toreg to declare independence. By the time we realized Ulfric was here to challenge Toreg, it was already too late.
How is it too late?
By Nord custom, once the challenge was issued in court, Torygg had no choice but to accept. Had he not, Ulfric would have had cause to call a new moot and a new vote for High King. Torygg had some martial training, of course, but it mattered little that day. When Ulfric's lips parted, when he unleashed the power of the Thu'um, that shout, that ancient and terrible tongue, ripped Torygg asunder.
So long have you been a court wizard?
I was a member of the court during the reign of Torygg's father. It was Torygg who appointed me to the position.
You look very young.
I like to think I've aged well. I'm certainly wiser than I once was, and I know when one should speak, and when one should hold their tongue. Vampires are clever hunters. More clever than you, definitely.
Strange woman. Okay. What the hell is she doing? They're in love. Right. If relatives are way to bed, I won't bother with this. Dress carry on. Clothing carry on. So. Off to somewhere else.